Hey guys, Matt here. So today I'm going to be talking about mental health. Not a lot of people realize that mental health is definitely as important as physical health. Um, it's something that I've dealt with for many, many years, pretty much my whole life. Um, sometimes I overthink things. I get really kind of overwhelmed and stressed out about situations, um, especially if it has to do with like math and financial stuff. Um, I don't really have a lot of skills. I'm not exactly very smart. Um, However, I do know a lot about life in general and about um, what it feels like to just be really just stressed and just angry and sad all the time. I feel like it's something that a lot of people go through. Um, I think the biggest thing that kind of bothers me sometimes is when people don't take me seriously, or they kind of look at me and they kind of look talk down to me, kind of like it's hard to explain, but they kind of depending on everybody's different. Not everybody does this. I mean, everybody treats everybody the same, and they're great. But then you have these people that will kind of look at you based on how you look, how you talk, what you wear, that kind of thing. And one of the things that I always struggled with was being taken seriously. Um, I'm not a very, as most of you can see, I'm not a very big guy. Not a big guy at all. Um, I think for a long time that kind of in a way bothers me. There's a lot of people that I look up to that are like all jacked up and all. I mean, like Arnold Schwarzenegger, John Cena, and Dwayne Johnson, and I always used to think about, man, if I could just be like one of those guys, I would never be disrespected again. I would never be judged. I would never have to worry about somebody trying to take advantage of me or rob me or just look down on me or anything. If I could just be like one of those guys, my world would be great. And man, I remember growing up, and I mean, I that's what I always thought. And I always thought, oh well, if I could just be all jacked up and muscular, then I'd already have a girlfriend. I'd already have, but I wasn't like that. I think for a long time, and it really bugged me because I always felt like in order for people to like you, that you had to have money, you had to look a certain way, you had to, and that I don't that wasn't something that I was. So it's like um, I think when I got in after I graduated from high school is when it really took off as far as the depression and anxiety. Um, and just the amount of insecurity, and just the amount of anxiety, and just having all these really intense thoughts in my head, like you know, how am I gonna support myself, and how am I gonna, like how am I gonna live in this extremely unpredictable, expensive world that we live in? I mean, I'm thinking I don't have a chance. Um, I mean, I've always had great, step parents, and I'm always grateful for them. I mean, most of the time, um, and I guess I got to a point where I kind of started to realize, like, wow, that's not always going to be the case. I mean, there's going to come a time where they're going to, you know, they're not going to be around anymore, and I'm going to be. I mean, well, what am I going to do? Where am I going to go? Where am I going to live? Where am I going to, how am I going to, live a good life? And so I started kind of trying to do everything I can. I was, applying for jobs. I was, trying to get more active in the community. I was trying to talk to more people. I was just trying to get out there. And no matter what I did, and no matter how hard I tried, it just nothing was happening. And I thought, wow, and I just got really, really overwhelmed, and I got really, really down, and then I would go to some of these people. They would, I would apply for these jobs, and I would not hear anything for like a week. So I would go to these job places, and and I would ask them about the application that I turned in, and they'd be like, and someone would be like, "Oh, yeah, we'll look. We're gonna get around to looking at him," or "Yeah, we're gonna," then there's other ones where I would go and I would ask, and they'd be like, they they just kind of like stare at you, and they just kind of they're like, "Oh, well, we're not really looking for anyone right now." We're not. I mean, it happened. That happened so much that I mean, I gave up. I mean, I completely gave up, and that's when the self-medicating happened. Well, I started going to the bar a lot because I got Social Security, um, which I mean, it's like, okay, well, fine. So I started, that's when I started going out and drinking a lot, and I was like, I started to have fun, because of course I like to have a good time, I like to be happy. So when I would go there to these bars, these people would, give would I guess you call it, they would give me attention, right? I mean, they would, buy me drinks, they would talk to me, they would tell me I'm, cool and all this. And but of course, all at the end of that, they're drunk. So they don't give a rat's ass about how about you or what you'll do about. They're drunk, and they want you to be drunk with them. And that's some people. Not everyone is like that. I've met a lot of great people, and I in fact I still keep in contact with them, and it just got out of control. I mean, my depression, my self medicating, my not a lot of people realize that uh, how bad it actually got. I think my mom did though, because she was, unfortunately, she's the one that always had to haul my ass back home at like midnight or 1 in the morning, like all the time. Um, I still struggle with that, with knowing that I put her through that, because she's always done so much for me, and she's just always been there for me when nobody else did. So uh, I, I guess I guess putting them through that really just really affects me. Uh, but there's nothing I can really do about that. I mean, that's the thing. It's like it's like when you're 5 years old, right? And you don't get what you want. You start going around the house, you start going through cabinets and start tossing things down, and but then when you're an adult and you don't get what you want, you lash out, right? You become, in some cases, you throw a tantrum, right? A big tantrum, meaning now you can actually grab things, you throw it across the room, or you can, hurt somebody else, or you can break something, or you can go and you can, go down to the bar and drink yourself to to death, or you can, do whatever, and the end result, like I said, when you're 5 years old, you do all that, you get sent to your room, you get put in timeout. Well, when you're an adult, you get thrown in jail. I mean, it is what it is, and I definitely, got myself found myself running into the law a few times. I never went to jail or anything. I could have, and in fact, I probably should have, but it never. I mean, I don't honestly. If I was not the way that I am, if I was not, if I did not have a disability, uh, I mean, there'll be no question about it. I definitely would be tossed in jail, but I think in that regards, I think I kind of saved my disability saved me from that. Is what I'm trying to what I'm trying to say. So, uh, but I I do not drink anymore. I do not take any pain medication anymore. I've been clean and sober for uh, a year. I would say maybe a little bit over. Um, and I'm really glad that I got clean and sober and all that. But um, it's hard because at the end of the day, you're still, whether you choose to drink or do drugs or do get violent with somebody or whatever it is, you still got the same problems. You still gotta. It doesn't matter. So unless you change them, you still got the issues. And so that was what I guess what I realized is that I didn't want to be that way anymore. I didn't want to be angry all the time. I didn't want to be sad. I didn't want to be. Um, I guess you could call it a problem to society. You know what I mean? And so that's why I love to do these videos is because just to instead of being mad all the time because people don't understand you, I want to try to educate and try to bring awareness and try to just show people who I am, what I'm about, and I am no means. I am definitely not perfect. I still have plenty of days where I'm still, I'm pissed off. I'm, not in the mood to do anything or handle anybody or uh, I just I think my biggest issue now is just you know financially, and just not being taken seriously. I mean, I have a lot of goals and a lot of things that I want that I feel like I want in life, and and I definitely want when I have something in my head that I want to do or I want done. I gotta do it. It's like I gotta get it done. Um, and I think when I get into that mode where I'm like very motivated and I really want to do that, and then I have somebody that doesn't believe in me and wants to try to tell me that I can't do it, and that it's just not gonna happen. I get very I mean I get very upset and I get very down about it. Um, and in some cases, I even want to do it more because it's just to prove to whoever's telling me that I can do it and that I did it. And so, in a way, I guess people that tell me that I can't do it, things motivate me even more to achieve it. Um, and yeah, I mean, it's just a real hard thing to deal with. There's just all kinds of emotions that go on, and that's what I struggle with now. Is just trying to, I guess, trying to prove to people that I am important, that I am somebody, and that I matter. Um, I know there's always been a lot of you know discrimination and backlash with people of color. People that are black, and everybody's getting upset about Black Lives Matter and all this, which of course they do, but I just feel like everybody matter. I mean, I've never had anything against people that are different, or people that are different from me, different in whether they're black, or if they're a police officer or firefighter or whatever. I don't, I've never been like that. I've never thought of anything. They're just, they're people like I am. People. Um, but hey, people with disabilities, they get their own fair share. It's just a little different than people that are different in color. I mean, people that are different in color, they get uh, violent and all that. I mean, they think that they get they get violent in with the protesting and all that. And people with disabilities get forgotten. They get shoved to the side. Um, it's just a real complicated thing. Uh, but it is what it is, and I think that we all need to work on treating each other better, and just bringing each other up, and instead of you know, I mean, everybody's the same. It's not nobody's better than one other, than the other. People are smart. Everybody's smart in their own way. Uh, I struggle with learning disabilities, so I mean, hell, I don't know math very well. I don't know history. I don't know science, any of that crap. I don't know that very well. Um, and I get a lot of crap for that too. That I don't know very much about. Like the financial stuff, or politics, or anything like that. But I do watch, I do listen, and I do learn. I just learn differently than most people. And some people, for some people, it doesn't matter. So, uh, but like I said, you just gotta treat each other better. It's like if you wanna uh, do something, if you have like a goal, it's like if you want to be a singer, or if you want to be uh, a chef, or a musician, or whatever it is that you want to do, definitely go for it. I mean, practice, 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 and uh, get yourself out there, um, and yeah,
Willow and I are headed to Rite Aid.
okay,
We'll be back. Just wanted to let you know.
all
We'll be
right,
back.
yeah. Sorry, that was my sister. Anyway, um, yeah. So just get yourself out there. Um, practice, practice, and then definitely get yourself on YouTube. Media. That's kind of where it's at right now. That's what I'm. Everybody needs to have an outlet. They need to have a. They gotta have an outlet, whether it's music, or television, or movies, video games, that kind of thing. Everyone needs to have an outlet, or maybe it's none of those things. Maybe it's traveling, maybe it's hiking, rock climbing, uh, any number of things. Uh, just always keep moving forward. Just always keep doing something. I'm not saying tire yourself out, but I mean like just if you're feeling lost, if you're feeling like you can't make it anymore, just try to do something to bring yourself out of that mindset because it's just really important to do that. And if that doesn't work, definitely seek help. There's no. I've been going to counseling off and on my whole life, and it's not. I can tell you that it's not something that's going to help and happen like overnight or even a week. I mean, it's gonna take. I mean, it took at least a year or a couple of years for me to even get to find that it was helping, and it was, and so I've been doing it. And if you don't want to talk to a counselor, then talk to your family members, talk to your friends, do something. You got to get it out there. And if your friends, if you try to open up to them and they tell you that they don't want to hear it or that they don't care, the only thing I can say about that is that is not a friend, and you need to move away from that person as fast as possible. Because being around people uh, that support you and love you for you is the most crucial thing. It's the most important thing. To surround yourself around people that are positive, um, and like to see you succeed. Um, that's the most important thing. So, yeah. Uh, Stay safe and happy holidays.